morning everyone. Today I am going to do a little first impression on these Bite face products. I got sent them recently and I was very intrigued because I haven't really tried much from Bite in terms of face products. I don't know if these are their first or I've never even heard of them, if you know what I mean. So I've pulled out the product on Sephora. I think these are exclusive to Sephora. The foundation costs $39.50 US dollars and it says it's clean at Sephora. Does that mean it's got like clean ingredients? I suppose so. There are heaps and heaps of different shades here as well, and it says it is a medium coverage with a natural finish, good for normal, dry, combination or oily skin. So that sounds like it's good for pretty much anyone. A clean long wearing foundation with gentle micellar technology that mimics skin texture for a natural flawless finish. It's been rated 4 and a bit stars out of 5 with over 1,000 reviews. So I don't know how I haven't heard of this yet. Have any of you guys tried it? Comment down below and let me know what you guys think of it if you have tried it. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Let me know what your skin type is as well. So, you know, if someone else is interested in this product, they can read the comments down below. This product is also vegan, cruelty-free, gluten-free. It's got acai berries, antioxidant-rich ingredients that help to nurture your complexion, and it's supposed to be non-cakey with the micellar technology. Yeah, it basically just says it's like a buildable medium coverage, it perfects your skin, doesn't look cakey, and it's supposed to like nourish, I guess. Like it's supposed to be good for your skin, not bad and full of chemicals or anything like that. And it says even if you've got sensitive skin, it should still feel fresh, easy to blend and smooth. So I'm really interested in this. The primer is $38 and it comes in normal to dry, which is the one I kept because I've got like normal skin, and it also came in I think combo oily, so you can pick whatever one that works for you. So I'll use this on half of my face. I'm going to apply it now just so we can see if there's any difference in the application, longevity, the way it looks, all that good stuff. I'll put it on this side, I don't know. So as you can see, it kind of just looks like a moisturizer, which is my favorite type of primer. Oh, it feels really hydrating, kind of thick, like it feels like it's smoothing my skin, kind of like Professional or something, but it doesn't have that really slippery texture. Like it just feels like a moisturizer, I guess. So far so good. That feels nice. It's not sticky. Oh, maybe a little bit sticky, but yeah, it feels like my skin's been like filled in almost. This has also got clean ingredients in it. It includes willow bark, which is good for mattifying your skin, control shine and blur the look of your pores without stripping your skin. So I guess that's what I'm kind of experiencing right now. Let me zoom you all the way in the dark. It's kind of hard to see because the lighting's quite nice. But yeah, it's really smoothed out my pores. You can't really see them. Like you can kind of see a few on my nose, but those are like way worse because they're like kind of blackheads as well. But through here where I've normally got bigger pores, it looks very smooth. I don't know if you can see compared to the other side or not. It's kind of hard to tell, but the actual skin texture looks beautiful. Like it looks smooth. While we're up close and personal, I'll let you know what else it has. It's also got hyaluronic acid, which is super hydrating. It's got olive oil in it, which is interesting for hydration, and that acai berry, again, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, which is antioxidant rich, and it's vegan, cruelty free, gluten free. So far so good. That definitely feels really lovely, and I can tell you right now that this side of my face feels more hydrated than this side for sure. So I definitely think it does a really good job at, yeah, putting moisture into your skin. Try not to repeat myself so much. I feel like in all my videos I use the same words over and over and over again. I'm like, expand your vocabulary, Shannon. It's fine, you can do it. Currently enjoying a little smoothie. I've been sharing these over on Shaaanxo Fit on Instagram if you want to go follow me on my little journey to health, self-love, fitness, all of that good stuff. I'm just going to quickly pop off camera and conceal around my eyebrows. There's not a concealer, at least I didn't get sent one from Bite, so I'll just quickly do that away. Do you know what's funny is I've not even checked that the color's going to be alright. I've got the shade here L20, okay, and it looks quite fair. I do have a tiny bit of fake tan on, but almost none, so that's why I wanted to do this today, because I feel like, just judging off the actual bottle itself, I'm like, hopefully it'll match. So I'm gonna go ahead and do one side of my face first. That's how the color is looking. You get 30 ml in this, and it is made in Italy. So it just says you can use your fingers. I'm gonna use a sponge because that's usually my go-to for a first impression. So I'm going to Oh, it smells kind of good. Fruity or something? I don't know how to describe that smell. It doesn't smell bad, it's like good. This is how we are looking after one little Passover. So far it's looking quite low coverage and I feel like it's quite pale. Like we're probably going to have to do quite a bit of bronzer today. I'm going to go ahead and do some more. The smell's quite strong. Like I can still smell it. I'm just going to put that all over and keep tapping it until it blends in. It's looking quite easy to blend and I really like the finish already. I can tell you, like, it's so glowy. Like that looks real nice. I'm just going to bring the leftover up onto my forehead because I don't really want too much on my forehead because I don't have as much like stuff to cover up there. Like I like my forehead, I like my little freckles, so just a nice sheer layer. That looks really beautiful. It's just added this beautiful finish to my skin and a little hint of colour. I really like the way it looks, just like quite sheer, to be honest. It's really easy to get a sheer look, but you can build it up as you can see. I do have this like blackhead thing I picked at this morning, whoops, and it's quite red and you can see it's not covering it the best, so I'll probably need extra concealer over that because yeah, like with redness and stuff you can still see it a little bit. God, the lighting's terrible today. What is going on? I think it's because it's almost winter. The lighting gets so bad. Just out of interest, on the other side I'm going to try a brush because it does say brushes work well too. So I'm going to use a similar amount of product. This is the unprimed side and I've got this brush here. This is a vegan angled face brush by XO Beauty. And I'm going to blend that. Oh, that works so much better with this formula. Look at that. Way better. God, usually like sponges just work with almost anything, but not this time. Like honestly, brush, that's bomb. I actually have been reaching for my brushes a lot more lately, so yeah, I'm okay with that. That looks, oh, the finish. So that's only one layer that time and I got a quicker full coverage, or like medium coverage I would say, not really full. And I'm just kind of like blending in circles and then tapping over it because the formula seems to be very thin and creamy, so you do get a few of those kind of streak marks if you just like leave it, you know. You want to kind of like dab over it just to make sure that it's all smooth. But yeah, that was quicker, it looks better, it's really pretty. Holy moly, the finish though, look at that. That's such a nice finish. It's so glowy. And I'm going to take a tiny bit on my forehead because there's like none really left on my brush, and I'm going to blend that. That's stunning. I love the finish. This is one of my favorite finishes I've ever seen. Hopefully the actual product itself like really holds up. This feels very nourishing like on the skin. Like I can feel it there. It feels like I've put touch of dewy cream on. You know that texture? Like a very thick glowy moisturizer, but not thick as in like a thick cakey foundation. I mean thick as in like nourishing moisturizer kind of thick, if that makes any sense. Like it doesn't feel like I've got heaps of makeup on. It feels like I've put on like sunscreen or something like that, if that makes sense, which I actually like that kind of feeling. I like feeling moisturized, but it is something to keep in mind if you don't really like the feeling of stuff on your skin, I guess. I'm just wiping off my brush now and I'm just going to smooth without adding any more stuff. I do find on my nose it sits a little bit funny, like it kind of like does separate a tiny bit. So I'm just tapping my brush with like nothing on it, and then I'm just going to tap over the side with the sponge because I just feel like it looks a bit nicer with the brush. Yeah, I definitely prefer this side, and I'm assuming it's not to do with the primer. The primer's made for this, so I'm just going to add a little bit more and just actually apply this with a brush this time. See what I mean? Like you can get those streaks if you just leave it there. Really blend this down my neck. Like this side looks so flawless and perfect and stunning. This side on the primer and with the sponge, like it's just not sitting as nicely. That's so weird because you would think that like on that primer it would work really well. Like I don't know if it is the primer or because I used a sponge or what it is, but I mean, to be honest, this side looks so much better without. It's kind of like coming off when I try to layer it too much. You can't really see. I'm just wiping off my brush again on a little towel. I'm just going to tap over that area. I feel like if you do like go in with too many layers, it's just quite thick and it peels itself off. Well, not peels itself off, but you know what I mean? Like it just starts separating. So I think less is more with this. That one layer just looked so much better, just brush quickly. A couple of minutes has passed and it's kind of settled itself in quite nicely. I just pressed ever so slightly over some of the areas where it looked a little bit like separated almost with my sponge, just to kind of like push that product in, and it looks much better. So This side, after a lot of work, like came out okay, but it was so much easier, no primer, whipped on with a brush. Like that was like instant. You guys saw the application. So I would do my whole face like that. Next time I just go boom all over. I feel like the like foundation itself is so like nourishing. I'm like, why do I need extra primer underneath when I've already moisturized this morning as well? Like it just seems like a lot of moisture. So it'll be interesting to see how both sides of my face compare by the end of the day. I'm gonna quickly add a little bit of concealer, the same one I used around my eyebrows, which was my little ColourPop Pretty Fresh in the shade 50W Light. By the way, I've just had like a lash perm and a eyebrow elimination. I'm obsessed. How good. I've got a whole video coming about it, talking about my experience, first impressions, the aftercare, like pricing, like everything. So stay tuned for that. I'm just gonna use a sponge to blend this out, just to brighten up under my eyes a little bit, and then we will try this powder. I'm just adding the tiniest bit of concealer down my nose, just where the foundation doesn't sit as nice. Like for some reason my nose just isn't agreeing with the with the product as much. So when that happens, I know a lot of people have that issue with their foundation. A simple way to kind of solve it, because for some reason sometimes concealers don't do the same thing. I don't know why, I don't make the rules, but when you're doing your under eye concealer, take a concealer that's like that you're using, or one that matches your skin tone. Just do and I mean a tiny amount, like get a high coverage concealer but use a very small amount, because otherwise it'll just like look cakey or separate or make it look worse. But the tiniest amount on your sponge and just press over the area, and it just seems to like help smooth everything down. I feel like the undertone of the foundation is good. I'm just a little bit too fake tan still. I feel like this will literally be me with like no fake tan on this color. My skin, like it looks like I'm wearing makeup. I love the finish. I love how poreless I look, even on the side with no primer. It looks so pretty. I feel like it's already starting to sink into these expression lines, so we'll keep an eye on that through the day. Yeah, looks like makeup, but very fresh, beautiful, feels like a heavy moisturizer on the skin. This is really pale as well, this powder, so I'm gonna have to use a lot of bronzer today. This is the Flexible Coverage Pressed Powder in the shade Light 2. They sent me another one which was even paler, and I gave it to my friend Michaela because I'm like, I'm never gonna be able to use that. I feel like this is gonna be like my no fake tan kind of shade, but who knows, maybe it's sheer. Let me look it up real quick. It comes in, I think, 8 colors, $36 US, and it says that you can gently buff on powder with a brush or the included puff to boost coverage. For best results, use with the products I've used today. A clean talc-free powder made with finely milled volcanic minerals to blur, mattify, and touch up on the go. So obviously you can like add coverage with this product. Vegan, cruelty-free, gluten-free, long-wearing, lightweight, boosts your coverage, gives you a soft matte finish that melds with your skin, made to give you a put-together look you crave all day long, but non-cakey and soft focus. And it's clean again. So it sounds like what I like a powder that gives you coverage, that smooths, that is super long wear. Those are all of the kind of things that, you know, I would like to tick. I have been using way less powders lately, which is so weird for me because I am an avid beauty powder person. So I'm going to take this powdered tulip brush and I'm going to take some product. That's how it looks. It's not too powdery really, like not bad. And I'm going to use a kind of not sheer layer, just like a smallish amount of product, and I'm gonna put it everywhere just because I want to really see how it works. I'm gonna even use it under my eyes. I'm not gonna use a under eye setting powder today. The color actually comes off darker. That's actually like a made me match. Do you see that? Or is that just me? Like maybe not match, but like it looks a lot better set with this. I do feel like it's quite mattifying. Took away a lot of that glow that I really loved about the foundation. You can still see a little of it underneath, but obviously it's far more matte than it was before. This is more of a matte finish if you prefer matte. Honestly, like I loved that finish so much, so I'd probably prefer to like use no powder and just pray that it like held up. It still looks nice matte, but I'm way more of like a dewy skin person. But the other thing is, like, if I wasn't doing a first impression right now, I would just soak my skin in a dewy finishing spray right now and really like soak up all the excess powder so that my skin kind of went glowy again. But today I can't do that because we want to see how it wears without a setting spray. That is something to keep in mind. Looks really pretty. It does not look heavy. It looks ever so slightly powdery, but my face is really hairy right now. I need to shave off my like peach fuzz. It feels nice. It doesn't feel heavier. Like I can't feel the powder. I can still feel the foundation really thick, but I can't feel the powder whatsoever. I feel like I would definitely use this again with setting spray with like any foundation, because I really like how smooth and buttery soft my skin looks. Like it just looks so I don't even know, like, yeah, smooth. I'm doing really bad at my like word replacement task right now. Please zoom me all the way in. Like look, usually all these pores are so enlarged. You can still see my pores, it still looks like skin, but they don't look worse. Like they look hidden, you know, like it's really hard to camouflage everything. You can see a little bit of dry skin around my nose, which it's kind of clinging to a little bit. Other than that, it looks fairly normal. Like, it doesn't look thick. Like it feels thicker than it really looks, if that makes sense. So I am going to literally like pop on a tiny bit of, or a fair bit of bronzer. I'm not going to do any intense makeup today. I'm just going to do like some bronzer, maybe some blush and highlight and some lip liner or something like that. And I'll come back and we'll do a quick flash test just to see how it looks under photography. Alright, so I just applied the Chocolate Gold Soleil, which is a super shimmery bronzer, around like this area, down my nose, a little bit under my lip, and a little on my eyelids. And then to finish off today's look, I'm going to use Lucent with a small face brush and just apply a small dusting of this, because I just want a really natural look today. This is going to give that glow back to my skin, because this is kind of like a almost Victoria's Secret glow. Like it doesn't look shimmery, it just looks like glowy skin. I'm going to apply a little bit above my brows, chin, nose, and that's done. And then on my lips, oh actually I'll use a little bit of my Nabla nude eyeliner. I thought I might as well show you. On my lips I might use Tracy, because I haven't used this in ages. This is by XO Beauty, just a lip pencil. Alright, so let's do a quick flash test. It looks so good in flash photography. My skin looks like butter, and right now I've not got any setting spray on. I haven't added anything else that I haven't told you about. This is just the products, the highlighter, the bronzer, the lip liner, and my skin looks like butter. Everything looks good. I haven't contoured or anything. Like I've just got on the bronzer and the highlighter, no blush, no extra powder, nothing I haven't told you about, and oh my goodness, it's like it's just really synced into my skin and it looks so soft and smooth. I'll show you a bit closer, a bit darker. Like literally, where are my pores? Where? This side of my face generally it doesn't have as bad pores, by the way, which is why I put the primer on the side. And the primer obviously did a good job, or the foundation or whatever, like I don't know, just the products, they blurred. My pores definitely normally look worse. Under my eyes is creasing a lot. I don't know why. I like don't really care, to be honest, right now, because I don't have like heaps of makeup on anyway, so whatever. But yeah, like my skin on my face just looks smooth and it doesn't look like cakey. You can still see freckles, discoloration and stuff like that, which I don't mind for a look like this, because it makes it just look like skin. It doesn't look cakey and heavy and fake. This eyebrow is like out of control. So I'm a huge fan. This looks so gorgeous. I really hope it lasts all day looking like this, because yeah, at first I was like a bit iffy about this side of my face, but we definitely worked it out. I still think, you know, in the future I'd probably just skip the primer. Not like it's a bad primer, I just don't think the foundation even needs it. Like I would use the primer again with a different foundation, but with this foundation it's just so like lovely on its own that like why bother? If you don't need it, why would you add it, if you know what I mean? Because like look at this, it's like Photoshop. Like I'm looking at myself in the mirror right now and I feel like I'm face tuned. Like it's messed up. It looks so good. The one thing I will say, like obviously aside from the fact it started sinking up here into this expression line, I've got like heaps of like blackheads and congestion just here right now because I forgot to do my friggin' microfoliation, whatever it's called, microdermabrasion for a couple of weeks. I did it like the other day and it's kind of bringing all the crap out. So I've got all these like blackheads kind of popping up, and these are like quite dry. The skin is quite dry and it is clinging a little bit to those areas. So we'll keep an eye on it throughout the day and around my nose and everything. For now though, I feel so flawless and like pretty, and even though this is such simple minimalistic makeup, like I just feel so groomed and beautiful, and my skin just looks so glowy. So far I give it a thumbs up, but we will continue to wear it and see where it goes. So by the way, it's like 10:30 a.m. right now. I started at like just before 10, so I'll be back in a few hours. Hello, so it's been on for 2.5 hours and I'm just about to go out for like a late-ish lunch, but I just had to come back and update you. And also I realized I was sitting there at the computer like editing, and I was like rubbing my lip and rubbing my chin, and honestly like it hasn't really faded off at all. Let me just zoom you in. Doesn't really look like I've really rubbed it off, maybe a little bit just here, but it's not bad. But yeah, it's looking so nice though. My under eyes are like creasing. I don't know if it was like a bit of the foundation got under there or what. Like I feel like this is the kind of foundation texture that could crease if you had like wrinkles, like expression lines, if you put it too close to under your eyes, just because it's so thick and rich and creamy. But like it's not thick as in it stays thick though. It's like I said, like a moisturizer thick. I just think it looks so pretty. The lighting's a bit better now too, so you can see what I mean. Like you can still see my natural skin. It just looks like more flawless and just soft. It doesn't look like it's clung more yet around my nose or on these like dry blackhead things, but it hasn't been too long. So let's continue wearing it. I'll come back later. Alright guys, so here's the thing. It is 6 p.m. so what's that? Is that 8 and a bit hours? I think. Anyways, so I keep forgetting I'm wearing makeup. I don't know what it is. It's like I can't feel it anymore. When I first put it on, I said it felt like a moisturizer or something. Oh, look how good this lighting is now. My under eyes are so bad, you can see that. But yeah, I can't really feel it anymore. It's like it's really settled into my skin or something. The expression lines haven't gotten worse, as you can see. This area hasn't gotten worse really on this side, but I feel like on the prime side it looks a little bit, if I zoom you right in, a little bit cakier through here, which is random, just this kind of spot here. I don't look oily. There's like a little bit of natural oil starting to come through, but yeah, it doesn't look oily, it just looks nice. This is the worst part, but that's not really the foundation's fault, I don't think. I feel like it has melted around my nose. You can kind of see what I mean. The coverage looks like it's starting to fade slightly, but it still looks really nice, especially when I'm not like this close in the dark. It hasn't sunk into my pores though through here. Like that's where I normally see it, like on the sides, and it looks good. I should have really like touched up my lipstick before filming this. I'll put on some lip gloss. Like that'll fix everything. But yeah, like this still looks really flattering and really beautiful and buttery and soft. My skin looks real healthy. Yeah, I definitely am noticing, like staring at it close, that it's starting to fade down this bottom part, which is like my problem area with fading. And considering I've been like leaning on my hand and touching my face and everything, like it's still pretty there. I don't know why I keep forgetting it's on. Like I keep rubbing my nose as well and it's kind of starting to come off underneath, but it's actually sticking pretty well. Like I feel like, I don't know, when I touch my face this much with a lot of other foundations it would like just come off, so that's not too bad. I haven't had to do any touch-ups yet, so that's pretty good. So I will see you again in a few more hours, and hopefully it's still looking nice because it feels really good. Hey guys, so sorry about the lighting. It's obviously a little bit funny. It's super late. It's 10 p.m. so it's been on for pretty much 12 hours. It's definitely faded a little bit where I've been touching around my hairline, like pushing my hair out of my face, and just like little patches like around my mouth where I've probably been, you know, wiping areas, but it stayed real well like all around here, like where I don't touch so much. So I think half of it's just because like I have been touching my face so much. It looks a little bit oily just on this area of my face, but like nowhere else, so I'm assuming it's just, yeah, a little bit of my natural oils coming through. If I just take a little bit of the powder and we'll just see if that mattifies. Yeah, that looks perfect. So if you've got oilier skin you might have to do that earlier throughout the day, but that's easy enough to do, I guess. And it doesn't look cakey or anything once I do that either. It just looks nice and fresh. I do like this. It's definitely melted around my nose. I would say it's like a medium kind of wear. I think you can easily get like between 6 and 10 hours, especially if you imagine with like a setting spray and stuff like that, that'll even help more. So I think I'll use it again. I really want to try it in another video, just like not set. So if you guys are keen for me to do that, just like we're in a tutorial, then let me know and I'll do that for you. Because yeah, it does make my skin look buttery soft, really smooth. The colour ended up being pretty good as well, in my opinion. So yeah, it's definitely one I'll experiment with. I do like how it's made out of like quite clean ingredients as well. Not as bad for your skin perhaps as some other formulas that have more like alcohols and stuff like that, more chemicals, more nasties. Maybe if you've got sensitive skin as well, it might be a good one to give a go. Let me know if you have tried this down below. I would love to hear from you. Let me zoom you in just so you can kind of see how it looks up close. You can see it still hasn't sunk into my pores. It's like a little bit shiny through here with natural oils once again, but I just need to mattify it. It didn't sink in any more here or go cakey. It's worn off nicely, like considering it started to wear off over time, it doesn't look like icky and patchy, if you know what I mean. Like, it's worn off very nicely and left me still looking fresh, not like crazy. And it hasn't really clung more to these dry areas either, thank goodness, so I'm really happy about that. I think it's very moisturizing and nourishing. Very beautiful finish, especially once you let those powders kind of sink into it and like apply your like bronzer and highlighter and everything. Your skin just looks so healthy and soft and smooth. So yeah, I really like the way it looked and it felt so comfortable. Like even as the day went on, it felt less and less heavy as the day went on, which is quite strange. Like it's almost like, yeah, my skin kind of like soaked it up or something. It's really weird. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review and I hope it was helpful. Don't forget to thumbs up and I'll talk to you guys in my next one. Bye.